そもそも事故の原因は何だったのですか?
Okay, again. Before we start, at the end of last episode, motherfucker, I was kind of looking at this guy. I don't like him. I don't like his face. I don't like him. I think feel like he's gonna be skeevy. And, she's gonna be the first to go. Hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, didn't we have like a... Oh, hold on. Oh, boy. Just as if we were still in the classroom, Captain Shakashita raised her right hand as she spoke. At her nearly accusatory tone, our young teacher, and the driver of the bus, wrinkled his face into something very close to a scowl. God, like the most horrible fucking thing, just a blowout happening when you're like on a cliff. Oof.
では、パンクの原因は何ですか?
Me.
俺が知るわけないだろう。俺は今目が覚めたばかりなんだぞ。
Okay, we need to like calm the fuck down. See, I told you, he's like getting too like freaking out already, and I don't like him.
大きな声を出さないでください。みんな不安なんです。先生がそんなことでは。
Like the oldest one needs to be the one that like calms the fuck down.
分かっている。
No, you don't. Jesus Christ. Piss me off. A worthless argument along these lines continued for a good 10 minutes. The situation being what it was, nobody trying to butt in or calm things down. We all just sat there and waited for things to run their course. Watching our teacher and captain bellowing at each other meaninglessly, a few girls began to cry from sheer anxiety. I would have. The captain seized on that fact as a new line of attack. In that place filled with gloom and dominated by angry voices, Kazami Kazuki, occupation student, smiled brightly, drew her face close and began to whisper in my ear.
どんな時でも自分以外の責任が確立しないと落ち着かないのかしら。今は原因や責任の所在より話し合うべき重要なことがもっとたくさんあると思わない？
Well, yeah, since we know like getting out of here is probably not gonna happen anytime soon, we need to like find food, water, all sorts of shit. You know what I mean? And at least to be able to live. Oh boy. True enough, but I couldn't understand what she expected to accomplish by murmuring this to me, because you're her best friend. It wasn't like I had the ability to redirect the discussion. Complaining wasn't gonna get us anywhere. If anything, there was a good chance this might make the situation even worse.
そこ、こそこそと何を話しているの?
Okay, bitch. I already knew this, but you're gonna be like top enemy, number one in this fucking situation. From last episode, I could tell. See? Told you. When you get spotted griping in the shadows, of course you're gonna get told off. Oh, come on, Amane. Get that timid shit out of here. As I hesitated, searching for some kind of excuse, Kazuki abruptly raised her right hand because her left one's fucked, and asked for permission to speak.
パンクの原因ですが、おそらくは廃材を積んだトラックの荷台から何か鋭利な金属片のようなものが落ちて、それを私たちのマイクロバスの前輪が踏んだのだと思います。
Wow. We got fucked so hard.
根拠はあるの?
バスのタイヤを見てください。
She's probably like, I looked at the fucking tire. As directed by Kazuki's words, everyone present turned to look at the tires of the overturned bus. The front wheel was on the right side was neatly torn around its circumference, cracked into two vertical halves.
そう。例えば尖った金属の板のようなものを踏んでしまい、そのまま車体のどこかに引っかかって回転するタイヤを連続で傷つけ続けた結果、最後にタイヤが破裂したのではないかと。
Yeah, just couldn't handle it anymore, and finally was just like, all right, we're done, and it blew up, or you know what I mean. God damn it. Watching Kazuki explain her theory with words and gestures, the majority of us felt the pieces falling into place. Made sense.
今時の車のタイヤは釘を踏んだ程度なら一瞬で空気が抜けてしまうことはないそうですが、金属片でタイヤを裂かれてしまえばどうしようもないわ。 またそんなものを踏んづけた先生が悪いわけでもない。たとえタイヤが裂けてパンクしても直線道路であったら安全に止まることはできたはず。
Yeah, we were gonna be totally fine, but we were on a cliff! Oh my god, this is why we don't make roads on cliffs. That's why we just fucking terraform everything, break open mountains.
あえて何が悪かったのかというのを決めるのであれば、カーブの途中でタイヤが破裂したという運のなさが一番悪いわ。
Literally the worst bad luck we could ever have.
そんな悪運の中にあって、ここにいる私たちは少なくとも命だけは助かった。今はその幸運をどう大切にするかというのが大切じゃないかしら。
I mean, we still lost some, some people.
こんな状況で私たちに何ができると？
Did we lose 2 people? God. Well, like, oof.
絶望しないための努力なんてどうかしら。つまり前向きな希望探しの話し合いなんて素敵じゃないかと私は思うのだけれど。
Thank Kazuki. I nominate Kazuki to be our Lord and Savior. Rather than grieving over your poverty, fantasizing about what you'll buy if you win the lottery, you'll sleep better at night. That was Kazuki's argument in a nutshell, although if she'd said it outright, it was obvious she would have angered the captain, because this captain is fucking the worst. And so, at Kazuki's request, I took my notebook in one hand and repeated the details of our situation to the group. We were surrounded by a dense sea of trees, without so much as an animal trail running through it. I'm sure there are animals there. We can, like, hunt or some shit. Come on, man. The cliffs hung over us like an overturned mortar bowl, making a climb back to the road impossible, and our cell phones couldn't find a signal. To escape alive, our only option was to walk away from the road and into the forest, but probably because of a meteorite that fell nearby, there seems to be dense deposits of metal scattered throughout the area. And thanks to these pockets of concentrated magnetic material, our compasses are going to be of no use. It seemed plausible that this strange hole with its overhanging walls had been gouged into the earth by the impact of a meteorite. The bare rock of the walls had turned to glass under the assault of momentary high temperature pressure brain. Even reading out this dry, factual summary of our situation from the notebook was enough to drain my spirits. Where exactly were we supposed to find hope in any of this?
こうなってしまえば、下手に動き回っていたずらに体力を消耗するより、おとなしく救助を待った方がいいわね。
No one even knows we're here. By the time they figure out, like, oh, that we're gone, we'll be dead. Oh my god.
はい、それが最善かと。
And then it'll take the time for them to search for us. Good lord. Although I wanted to escape this disturbing place as quickly as possible, there was no guarantee that any of us would return alive if we wandered off aimlessly now. Continuing the investigation of our surroundings until a more certain path presented itself, while waiting for the arrival of a rescue, seemed the wiser choice by far. I felt a wave of relief wash through my body at the captain's decision.
あら、それはどうかしら。
I looked behind me with a start. Kazami Kazuki, the very person who'd shoved me onto this little stage, had spoken those words. Kazuki, the very person who had told me to explain things clearly and logically so no one acts rashly, had disrupted the discussion just as we were beginning to reach a consensus. Like Legion, I couldn't begin to understand why. I glanced at her face with an irrepressible frown.
どういう意味かしら？何か反論でも？
I propose...
ええ、確かに下手に動き回ったところで生還できるという保証はどこにもない。けど、待っていれば助けが来るという保証もどこにもありません。
Exactly. Like, they will come look for us. That's gonna happen. It's just gonna be a long time.
それぐらい私にも分かっているわ。一生ここで助けを待つつもりはないけれど、十分な調査もしないまま密林に踏み込むのは自殺行為だとは思わなくて。
I feel like we need to at least survey the jungle.
十分な調査とは何をもって十分と判断するのですか？ 食料どころか飲み水すら潤沢ではないこの状況で腰を据えて考えている余裕があるとは思えません。
Oh, god damn it. This is why I say we're gonna start eating people, okay? That's why I'm saying, because we have no food, I feel like we're gonna start eating people.
それならいっそ気力と体力が充実している今のうちに腰を上げるべきかと愚行しますが。
それは本当に愚行よね。私たちのような素人が考えるほど山は甘くないわ。私の判断が気に入らないのならどうぞあなたを一人で森に入られて結構よ。
God, fuck this bitch. Can she like die? Like, can we eat her? Shit, man.
口が過ぎたようです。申し訳ありません。
You know when the pieces like click in your fucking head? That's why Amane actually cares so much about fucking nutrition, because we're eating people! It's made out of people! Oh my god. Hold on. We need to explore this.
分かればいいのよ。
Yeah, if it was unexpected to hear Kazuki raise an objection in the first place, it was just as surprisingly to see her withdraw her opinion so easily. Still holding my silence, because Amane's a timid fucking ass girl, I asked Kazuki a question with my gaze. What was all that about? In response to my glance, Kazuki returned her own wordless answer with the movement of her eyes and a jerk of her chin. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
それでは次に私たちがするべきはベースキャンプの確保になります。
Oh, we need.
横転したバスから使えそうな道具を持ち出す作業に取り掛かるというのはどうでしょう。
Yes, we need to salvage this fucking bus.
そうね、そうしましょう。では手分けをして作業に取り掛かります。それでよろしいですね。
Oh god. But we don't have food, so we can't like work too hard because we'll get hungry and then start eating people.
ああ、そうしよ
Holy shit, I think I cracked this code. It's over. I already know. After that, we were divided between a group collecting things from the bus and a group responsible for sorting those items and preparing to erect our tents. We set about our work in silence. Oh shit, we'd have tents? I was assigned to the collection team because of my sturdy physique, which meant I was stuck with the job of crawling into the overturned bus and dragging out whatever luggage I could find. The work itself wasn't that difficult in the physical sense, but inside the bus, the bodies of the two girls who had instantly died were still left untouched, and oh boy, that is not something we need to see. And every time I passed by, I couldn't help but see resentment in their faces. Chewing my lower lip, I forced out the willpower to go on, although I wasn't conscious of it. The strain on my nerves built with every trip. Finally, the dim interior of the bus was all but emptied of luggage, with the exception of the personal belongings of the dead. Alright. I would have taken those. What if we need them? Probably because I'd passed corpses so many times, I had grown somewhat used to their expressions of bitter regret. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that my emotions had been paralyzed. And so, I joined hands before the body of Shikanai Tsukasa, my senior by 2 years, and whispering, "I'm sorry," pulled her luggage free.
どう？
Yep, there it goes.
急に大きな声を出さないでちょうだい。耳が切なくなるわ。
Ah, Kazuki, you're a tough girl.
かずみさん、びっくりした。急に声をかけないでくれる？
It's like, what? Anyone could have called you at any moment.
急ではない声のかけ方ってあるの？なんなの？何か用？
Come, Amane! We have business!
手が空いたから死体から私物を剥ぎ取るのを手伝いに来たのよ。
Fucking Kazuki, man.
その言い方はどうだろう。
What? You gotta take everything you can to live.
どうせ聞こえちゃいないわよ。
Yeah, they're fucking dead. I get it. Like, I know. You should respect the dead, but still, this is survival at this point now. Wait, are we gonna eat them first? Oh, God! Wait. Hold on. Oh, no, it's over. As she spoke, I'm getting some like Donner Party vibes and shit. As she spoke, Kazuki gently closed Shikanai Senpai's eyelids.
もう一体はあっち2年の小沢先輩。小沢？ああ、自己管理のできていない体型をした人ね。
What was wrong with her figure?
どうして素直に太ってるって言わないの？
Oh, she was fat.
そんなことを言ったら彼女が傷つくじゃない。
Oh, and she's gonna be the one we eat first. Oh God, I already know. Eating.
どうせ聞こえちゃいないわよ。
Huh. Now I see the reversal.
なんて罰当たりな。
Kazuki, God damn it.
あなたがそれを言う？
Why does Amane suddenly get like talking back? What?
私は毎週日曜日の朝には教会に行くわよ。
Oh my God.
本当に？そうか。私は笑えばいいの？
You clearly don't understand her sense of humor, Amane. Just stop.
もう遅いわよ。デブの先輩は私に任せて、あなたはその荷物持って外に出ていなさい。
Leave fatty to me. God damn it.
デブって。
What the fucking hell? Kazuki was a truly elusive person. At times, she reversed herself with dizzying speed. Had she seen that I was depressed and turned to this, Had she seen that I was depressed and turned to this black humor to make me smile?
そういえば。
Hmm?
さっきはどうして急に部長に反論を？あんなの予定になかったじゃない。
This captain obviously fucking doesn't know what she's doing.
ああ、あれね。あなた、あの時の部長の顔を見た？見たけど。あなたの口から状況説明を聞いているうちは良かったのだけれど、あなたが会話の主導権を握り始めた途端に不機嫌な顔になったのよ。だからあの人がおかしな反発意識を持つ前に私が反論してみせたのよ。
Oh my God, Kazuki.
私が口を挟めばあの人は当然噛みついてくるだろうし、その上で私を言いまかしたとなればしばらくは機嫌も良くなるだろうしね。
Damn. She fucking Kazuki. She knows exactly what's going on.
じゃあわざと？
She knows what to do.
もしあの場で私が口を挟まなければ、食べ物が心もとなくなる3日後ぐらいには値を上げて脱出しましょうと言い出すかもしれないでしょ。でも私の意見を押しのけて通した意見を覆すとなれば、私の意見が正しかったと認めることになる。
The captain's obstinacy toward Kazuki had become a powerful reason for her to keep us where we were.
そこまで考えて。
Oh, she's already thought like 3 days ahead. Like she's probably thought this whole thing out. She probably knows everyone's gonna start eating people.
長いスパンで見れば負けることで得る利益もあるということよ。こんな状況では一瞬先の自分すら想像できないかもしれないけれど、10日後の自分を想像して行動しなさい。私、あなたのそばにいると息が詰まりそうだわ。
10 days. You know what's gonna happen in 10 days? That's her fucking thought pattern.
そう？でも短くもたった一度の人生よ。一人ぐらい天才と知り合いになっておくのも悪くないわよ。天才かっていうか、自分で自分を天才って言っちゃうんだ。
Well, she is. She knows.
人に言われると腹が立つけどね。あなただって人にバカだと言われれば腹は立つのに、自分のことを私バカだからと言って相手を油断させるでしょ。実際バカだもの。
Nah, you're smart. You're just timid. Well, derpy, more like.
あら、あなたはバカじゃないわよ。本当のバカっていうのはね、天才を敵に回す人のことを言うの。私たちって確かお友達だったよね。ええ、そう。 あなたのそういう頭の回転の速さは私気に入っているわよ。
Uh-huh.
恐縮です。
What the hell? Jesus, seriously. I must be something like a toy to her. I did feel comfort at the effortless control she had over me, but I'm sure Kazuki knew as well as I did that I wouldn't oppose her in the end. The realization was irritating in its own right, but truthfully, by this point, I'd gotten myself so aggravated that I felt that like smiling instead. Here, heaving a loud sigh of surrender, I turned my attention back to stripping the dead girl of her possessions. Sweet. Well, it took an hour to retrieve all the camping gear and personal belongings from the overturned bus. But now we need to face a difficult question. What do we do about the two bodies still in the bus? Keep them, because we might eat them. That was the problem. Somebody raised the idea of having everybody carry them out together, but considering the cramped interior of the bus, it would be impossible for all of us to participate. Someone else suggested that we leave them be, rather than clumsily drag them around, but at Kazuki's words, it's hot today, isn't it? How long does it take for a corpse to begin rotting, I wonder? Oh god, that idea was instantly abandoned. Finally, everyone gathered there and fell silent. Our pleading glances settled on the only man present, Mr. Ochi, who seems to not have a calm look on everything. After a few minutes, when he placed his hands on his knees and stood with the words, "I'll do it," every one of us breathed a sigh of pure relief. God damn it. Having entered the overturned bus alone, Mr. Ochi emerged with Shikanai's body cradled in his arms. The only ones who witnessed that moment were Kazuki, Captain Shakashida, and me. The others cast their eyes to the ground or turned away, avoiding the sight of their acquaintance's corpse. Probably because the sight was the distillation of a pitiless reality. To see that moment would have meant facing the truth they wanted so desperately to forget. To be honest, when I was collecting luggage from the bus, I had placed a hand on Shiganai's body with the thought of carrying it outside. Startled to learn exactly how cold a human body could become when its blood stopped flowing, I withdrew my hand instantly. I hadn't felt this kind of shock when I touched my grandmother's body in the casket of her funeral. Well, that's different. Grandma's death, which I'd known would come eventually, wasn't nearly that cold to touch. Touching this girl's death, a death I couldn't view with composure or resignation, turned my spine to ice. I didn't ever want to feel that way ever again. Oh, man. Watching the removal of the bodies in solemn silence, I reflexively brought my hands together and began to pray for the dead. From behind my back, I could hear whispering voices. That body, what do we do with it now? Bury it somewhere, I guess? Can we just do that? When we're rescued, won't her family be mad? We can't assume help will arrive right away. Yeah, we can't just leave it like this. It's summer after all. Oh, yeah. Apparently sensing our anxiety, Mr. Ochi decided to bury the three bodies some ways away. At the very least, it wouldn't do to leave them where we could see them. Practically speaking, if we'd watched those corpses rot before our eyes, we would have put our mental health at risk. And weren't there only two bodies? Maybe I'm insane. In a situation like this one, panic is the greatest enemy. For some reason, we decided it would be best if none of us acted alone. Or why'd I say for some reason? For the same reason. We paired off into units of two. To put things nicely, the idea was to establish a dynamic of mutual support. But when you got to the heart of the matter, we were supposed to watch each other like hawks for any signs of abnormal behavior. If one member of the pair caused the problem, both would be held responsible. That's fucked up. Well, I'd been 80% sure it would turn out this way from the moment I had heard about the rule. Kazami Kazuki named me her partner. I didn't even get a choice. The look on her face saying it was the most natural thing in the world. Damn right it was.
というわけだから、これからもよろしくね。
Thanks, Kazuki. As she spoke, Kazuki moved to show me her left arm, now wrapped in a sling. Her meaning was clear enough. My arm was disabled thanks to you, so it's only natural that you pick up the slack for me, right? I didn't have any objection acting as a unit with Kazuki. Judging from her words and actions so far, she was intelligent and knowledgeable. If I followed her lead, things shouldn't go wrong. Just let her do, you be the Mongo and do all the dirty work while she leads from the back. Even so, I couldn't quite repress my feelings. Something like dissatisfaction or maybe confusion. Above all, I was tired of dancing so obediently on her strings. Oh, come on.
いじめ目的以外で私を選んだ理由があるのなら聞かせてもらえないかな。
She's not even bullying you. Jesus Christ.
いじめるために選んだのよ。文句があるなら聞いてあげる。対処はしないけれど。
It's just a joke. Don't listen to her.
それって言うだけ無駄じゃない。
I'm just like, God damn it.
ストレスは減るわよ。長生きしようと思ったら溜め込まない方がいいわ。特に今のような状況ではね。ああ、そう。他に何か質問は？私をいじめて楽しい？
Yes.
不思議。どうして聞きたくもない答えを聞きたがるのかしら。はっきりと言葉にしないと興奮しないタイプ？言いにくいから遠回しに言うけど、あなた神聖の魔女よ。
Oh yeah. We already figured that out in like the first fucking few minutes of this part.
聞くんじゃなかったわ。大丈夫。私は神聖のサディストだから、きっとうまくいくわ。私たち。
I don't even think that's a joke. With those words, Kazuki held out her burping, uninjured right arm toward me. Unable to immediately understand the meaning of her gesture, I stared blankly back into her face.
あなたも手を出してくれないと、私一人では握手はできないわ。あ、そうか、握手ね。風見さんに握手なんて一般的な概念があったことに驚きだわ。
I thought you wanted to do something actually weird.
私のことは和樹さんでいいわ。あなたのことはあまねちゃんでいいかしら。
Oh God, the friendship is growing. Oh.
うん。
Oh man.
それじゃ改めてよろしくね、あまねちゃん。
Oh, it's gonna be even worse when Kazuki dies but doesn't die because they're not gonna kill her off. They're not. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
こちらこそよろしく、和樹ちゃん。
Oh Lord. I gripped Kazuki's outstretched hand with as much force as I could muster. Her hand was so small, felt like I could quite literally crush it if I squeezed hard enough. And yet, even then, when all I could see ahead of us was uncertainty and danger, I had the feeling that small hand would save me. Oh, don't. That is some foreshadowing and a half. Foreshadowing and a half! You can't even game. Oh God.
テントと食料を配給します。
This fucking bitch. Ugh. I'd eat her. Striding her way to an unsteady foothold above us. The captain shouted in a voice that resounded off the walls of rock. At her feet, the food and camping equipment we had dragged out of the bus were piled into a heap.
テントは2人で1つ、寝袋は1人に1つ。食料はとりあえず3日分を配給します。決して十分な量とは言えませんが、各自節約を心がけ、3日間持たせること。
Wait. Oh God, I know I have a feeling what's gonna happen here too. They're gonna like argue over food and shit, and then that's when the eating people's gonna start. Oh my God! I keep having revelations. No. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. All right, man, I've seen too many fucking stories, and okay, here's what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna be like, guys, we found food when one of the members is missing, and then it's gonna be like, oh, this is some good food. Oh my God, it's people. That's what's gonna happen, and I don't like it. I'm done already. In the dark cloud of bad luck, that was our bus accident. I almost said accident bus. Our meager silver lining of good fortune was that we had been returning from the camping trip. Among the luggage we've collected from the bus, there was a variety of camping equipment, as well as leftover ingredients from the meal we'd made the day before, thank God. There were 4 tents designed for 3 occupants, and 1 large tent made for 6. Kazuki and I took one of the smaller tents, 2 sleeping bags, and a mat for both of us. Our rations for the 3-day period were distributed to us in a garbage bag.
現在17時14分。18時までにテントの設営を済ませ、18時半には各自夕食を済ませてください。
What? Well, bitch? Well, 1, it doesn't take that long to set up a tent, okay? 2, I'll eat dinner when I want.
それ以降は自由時間としますが、勝手な行動をとって周囲に迷惑をかけないようにしてください。わかりましたか？
Honestly, I'd be looking in that forest. Like I said last time, I would make an attempt to figure out my way to get back, but like I'd still like scout out the area. As she spoke, the captain glanced briefly around the group, then brought her gaze to a halt on Kazuki, who was standing at my side. That last understood was probably directed at her in particular. Excuse me? Did she not notice Captain Shakishida's hostile attitude? Did she not notice and play dumb on purpose? Whatever the case. Or Kazuki's the best. Kazuki answered in a high-pitched girly tone that seemed to originate from her nose. This fucking girl, man. That's why she's not dying.
いやーね、何をあんなにピリピリしているのかしら。
See, that's God damn it.
風見さん、そんな声出せたんだ。気持ち悪。
Gross.
もう、あなたまでそんなことを言うの？別に嫌いな子にどう思われようとなんとも思わないけど、あなたにまでそんな風に思われたら、私だって傷つくのよ。
I think Kazuki should talk like that all the time for the memes.
あ、ごめんなさい。じゃあ罰としてあなたがテントを張ってくださる？
As you can see, I have one hand.
もともとそのつもりだったし。
Maybe Kazuki will sacrifice her hand so we can eat it. Oh God.
代わりに夕食の準備は私がします。やったことはないけど。食材は人参に玉ねぎにじゃがいも。これって明らかに昨日作ったカレーの食材の余りよね。カレー粉もあるけど少ないわね。どうしよ
う。We're relying on those potatoes to fill us up. Potatoes are fucking filling as fuck, dude.
待って待って、貴重な食材なのよ。大丈夫なの？
I got this.
まあ、料理なんて煮るか焼くか蒸すかでしょ。きっと簡単よ。
Yes, it is all that combined.
いや、いい。私がやるから任せて。
So, Amane, look. You gotta set up the tent. Hold on. Alright, I know you're the cooking person, but shit, man.
でも、あなたにはテントを。
But you're doing that.
いいのよ。私、こう見えても一応、実家が料理屋だから、料理にはちょっと自信あるし。そう？でも、なんか悪いわ。あなたばかり働かせて。
Kazuki, it'll be fine. You're one arm less. Like it's not good for you.
じゃあ、テントを張り終わったら一緒に料理しましょう。手伝ってくれる？あ、それはいいわね。なんだか仲のいいお友達って感じで。
It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute.
でしょ？
Right?
ところであなた、お塩を使わない料理ってできる？どういう意味？言葉の通りだけれど。
Literally what she said.
お塩ならあるじゃない。ほら。
And that's why Amane doesn't like me, because she's dating people! Oh my god! It's all coming together! It's all coming up Millhouse! Oh my god! losing my fucking mind.
だからそれをできるだけ使わないでほしいのだけれど、無理？
Doesn't salt soaks up moisture like water too, right? Like it makes you want more fluid, so having less salt is a good idea.
まあ無理ではないけど、お塩がないと美味しくないよ。
It doesn't fucking matter.
その辺は我慢しましょうね。
This is fucking survival, man.
いいけど。
As long as you could taste something. After erecting our tent, I gave saltless cooking a try as Kazuki requested. Cooking the onions in a fry pan, I mixed them with smashed steamed potatoes, and flavored the mix with pepper, then molded it into an oval and baked it into a butter. Pretty much making it up as I went along. What would you even call this thing? A potato burger? A croquet without meat or sauce? Anyway, kind of an unorthodox result. Although I was frankly a little wary myself, it was pretty good when I actually ate it, and Kazuki also happily praised the taste. By some mysterious psychological process, I found that Kazuki's praise motivated me to try hard next time as well. Ridiculous as it may sound, I'm fairly sure I was beginning to genuinely like this girl named Kazuki. God damn it. Kazami Kazuki, occupation student. Oh no, it's dark. The insanity will set in soon. When the sun set, the sultry heat and humidity of the day vanished quickly, giving way to a chilly night. Nonetheless, I hadn't entered my tent yet. My agitation from this overwhelming barrage of events hadn't yet cooled, so I wasn't exactly sleepy. And I think I may have still been slightly resistant to the idea of entering that tent alone with Kazami Kazuki. It's fine. When I looked up at the sky, there was a slight sliver of the moonlight working its way through a gap in the treetops. Amidst the darkness at the bottom of the ravine, I could just make out the domed shapes of our tents here and there. The only one in which a light was burning was the largest tent. That 6-person tent was occupied by our advisor, Mr. Ochi, along with the wounded Hiroki-san and Sakurai-san. The dim light of a lantern projected projected the movements of the inhabitants as shadows on the wall, and an agonized moaning leaking from inside. It was a voice like that of a damned soul crawling through hell. Probably Hiroka-san and her fractured legs, yeah. When Kazuki went to check on her after dinner, Hiroka-san had been bathed in greasy sweat. The entire time we were there, she kept up a low groaning cry, never managing coherent speech. The fractures had given rise to an agonizing fever. Yep, I told you, first one to go. She had no method of coping with her suffering except to scream and moan. Knowing that we had to get her to a hospital as soon as possible, which isn't going to happen, we're going to eat her probably. I also knew that that we had been placed in circumstances where we could do nothing but wait for help. Frustrated impatience boiled up inside me. The food distributed to us by the captain's orders was to last 3 days, which meant that at the very least she intended to have us spend 3 days here. But what was that to come after that? What happened if 3 days passed and no one arrived to help save us? People eating. As worsening tremors of anxiety crawled their way up my spine, I shivered for reasons unrelated to the temperature of my body. Our bus had fallen. Some of us had already died. But even so, something in the core of my mind seemed to antithesize brain against the truth. None of it felt fully real. That sense of numbness was what frightened me the most. What should we do? How do we survive this? No matter how frantically I tried to find answers, my mind was paralyzed, dominated by a single thought. We can't do anything. What will be, what will be? As if rejecting the hopeless situation it had found itself in, my brain was simply refusing to think. That refusal of reality may have been a common phenomenon among us that night. From some other tent in the area, I heard the incongruous sound of brightly laughing voices. That laughter grated badly on my nerves. I couldn't help but turn my head toward the sound of the irritation. Perhaps Kazuki, sitting next to me, felt the same way. As she likewise turned her gaze toward the laughter, there was a scowl on her face. You shouldn't be fucking laughing.
ねえ風見さん、和樹でいいわ。そう言ったと思うけど。か和樹。
That's how you bond as friends.
何あまね。あなたは今何を考えているの？
Oh, she's thinking about 10 days in the future.
別に何も。本を読んでいたところよ。
What's the book?
本？
Where'd she get this book? There was nothing in Kazuki's hands. Is she literally reading a book in her brain? Because she remembers it because she's so goddamn smart and cool. Even if there had been somehow a book been here, it would have been impossible to read in the darkness.
あなたにはまだ言ってなかったかしら。私ね、一度見た本の内容を絵として頭に記憶しておいて、後から文字として認識することで好きな時に読むことができるの。
Holy shit. That's like Machina, but to a higher degree. Jesus.
ごめん、意味がわからない。どういうこと？
She just pulls it out of her memory banks and fucking reads
つ
it.
まり、開いた本のページをカメラで撮影して、後でその写真を見ることで内容を読むことができる。そういえばわかりやすいかしら？
That is my brain. That's just...
私の頭の中にはまだ読んでいない本が144冊残っていたから、そのうちの1冊を読んでいたところ。
That is so weird. But so awesome at the same time! I wish I could do that shit. What the hell was I supposed to say to that? Could the geniuses of the world all do things like this? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It's probably precisely when you can do something so utterly removed from the capabilities of other people that you deserve to be called a genius. I was confident there was simply no way I could ever pull off something like that, no matter how well she explained it to me. Nope.
何の本を読んでいたの？
She's asking questions.
地震で倒壊した学園の中に取り残された15人の男女学生を描いたフィクションノベル。
へ
え。
Oh god, why you're reading a disaster novel?
閉鎖空間に取り残された学生という設定が今の私たちの状況に近いし、何かの参考になるかと思って読んではみたけれど、ダメね。
Didn't really
あまり
think
有用な情報は得られなかったわ。
didn't think it'd help in the first place. That's like a different situation. It's related, but on the point of asking about the ending of the novel, I abruptly clamped my mouth shut. Even without asking, I had a rough idea. Most likely, the students in the story were wiped out. That was probably the exact reason Kazuki had vaguely described it as not particularly useful. Kazuki turned her face to me with a sleepy expression. Admittedly, her default state, stifled a small yawn and mumbled, "It'll be 10 soon," without a glance at any clock or watch.
することもないし、そろそろ寝ましょうか。
Fuck it. I'm ready to sleep. I don't know how. I don't know if I could even sleep after this moment. It was certainly true that staying up any later wasn't going to accomplish anything, and just being awake with nothing to do would invite unproductive, depressing thoughts. I understood that, but I simply wasn't sleepy. Indifferent to my minor dilemma, Kazuki stood up immediately and opened the zipper dividing the entrance to our tent.
ねえ、和樹。はい。あなたは不安じゃないの？
Nah.
ああ、それはいい質問ね。そんなあなたの問いにずっと前から用意しておいた答えがあるのだけれど、聞く？バスの事故に遭うことも、こうしてあなたとペアを組むことも、そしてあなたがこの時間にその質問をすることも、私の中では全て想定内よ。
All of these happened by my design.
どう？一応天才風にかっこよく決めたつもりだったのだけれど。
Jesus, Kazuki.
一応私は真面目な質問をしたつもりなんだけど。 だから私も真面目に答えたじゃない。もう寝ましょう。明日は明日できっとまた忙しくなるだろうし。
God, that is gonna be one day down, man. With those words, Kazuki dropped on all fours, began to burrow her way into the tent like a bear returning to its den. In a blank daze, I watched Kazuki's round butt wriggling her under the skirt as she disappeared inside. Stop looking at her ass. I found myself alone, trying and failing to process the meaning of her words.
なんか今のでどっと疲れが出た感じ。
Now I'm tired. Confronted with the reality of Kazami Kazuki, a girl who looked at first as if she wasn't thinking at all, a girl who kept her thoughts completely unreadable, I found myself feeling ridiculous in comparison. The way I drowned myself in anxious worrying. The way I worked myself into a panic over things I had no control over. Left alone in the dark and silent place, I strained my ears. Hiroka-san's moans, which ate into the heart of the listener, then the voices of laughter, which their grating denial of our danger, with their grating denial of our danger, both had stopped for now. The occasional rustling of trees in the wind and voices of insects were the only sounds left to echo against the walls of rock. Just eat the insects, we'll be fine. We don't need to eat people, it'll be perfectly fine. Oh lord. Wait, it's fucking noon? Almost noon? God damn. The second day in the valley. That's like day 2 under the dome. Oh god damn it. We're gonna get way past the 3rd day. And, yeah,